We got anything on the docket right there?
Hi there, it's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Securing my mic on the scene. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Tonight is March 17th, and this is episode, 230 something, 235 of Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. I'm CQ. Welcome. It's Tuesday night. It's the CQ show. This is where I would typically say, and let me introduce everyone's favorite co-host to the show, but Mr. Mad Mike is unavailable this evening. He's traveling the world. He's off on another adventure, and albeit to meet it, I can't do this alone though. So I cast my rod out there and I saw if I can hook us a special co-host for the evening, and we got ourselves a bite, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, bringing him in. Let's say hi. It's K-Bill. Hey, K-Bill.
Hey!
How you doing,
What's going on?
buddy?
I'm trying to match your energy. It's 8 o'clock on the, if they're long days, so I'm trying to match your energy there.
Yeah. It's like the Kermit the Frog. Yeah. You gotta do that. What up, brother? How you doing, man?
Another Tuesday on the books there. So I'm glad to see your energy's doing pretty well after this weekend running around.
Yes, it was a wild and busy weekend. Dude, we got to talk about it. Let's just rip that Band-Aid off. Man, this weekend. Holy shit. So whoo, where to start? So Friday night, we had FTX. The guys were over. We played Exploding Kittens, the board game. More fun than I thought I was actually going to have with it. I thought it'd be a little corny or a little, kind of cash grabby, but turned out to be a really fun time. We all had a good time. I think I won like 5 out of 6 rounds, because obviously I am the best, and CQ.
I wouldn't know.
Dominant. Not everybody's invited all the time.
That's whatever.
But I will say it was a good time, and that was immediately followed up by Saturday. Myself and Nemo went to, we were in Baltimore, and we went to this thing called Unpub. Unpub is basically like a board gamers, dice gamers, card gamers. I don't even want to call it a convention. I mean, it's kind of a convention. There's show space, there's panels, there's things, but it's more of it's like a work group, a focus group. So basically, anywhere you are, you're a game developer, and anywhere you are from about to publish all the way backtrack to like, I think I have an idea. Like anywhere in that process, you can go to Unpub and basically take your game and have others play it. Get feedback from industry professionals, talk to manufacturers who actually print the stuff, and really just play test. We walked around for a few hours and watching people like play these games in various forms. Like again, there were some that looked like they were just bought off a store shelf, and some that were literal scraps of paper with like doodles on them and notes. And then you had like, the person that it's their game and they're explaining the game and they're telling these people how to play it. And they're like scribbling notes, like, as like, okay. So it was so cool. It felt like being in like some type of weird experiment test facility, where they're like, they got the monkeys trying to figure out the cube or whatever, and the scientists are like, yes, sir, he plays with the cube. So it was like that, but it was a lot of fun.
So it's like a, was it just board games, or is it like all types of games, like video games as well?
So all types of games not digital.
Okay.
So no video games, dice games, card games, board games. And there were some with some really interesting mechanics that I'd never thought of before. Like, for instance, there was this one game where basically think kind of like Dance Dance Revolution, right? Where you're dancing to the beat of the song. You pick a song, and it doesn't matter what the song is. You pick any song, and then your turn or the round lasts as long as the song, and you have to like play your cards to the beat of the song. And it was interesting. It was interesting. I don't know if the game was fun or not, but it was definitely interesting to watch.
Me having no rhythm, that scares me.
I mean, that would definitely be a problem.
No, it's like it reminds me when I was at UCF, 20 years ago, date myself there. And I was at the business school, and they're like, yeah, this is a business incubator. If you have a business idea and you want to put it in a spot where you can, other people can give you input. And me would know, like, forward thinking, that sounds like a dumb idea. And now, that I'm like, oh, that sounds like that business incubator thing they were talking about that I thought was stupid, but makes more sense now.
Yes. Was there any hint of Cyberpunk board game there? Been seeing a lot of ads on Facebook for a Kickstarter or something like that. There were a few games that when I talked to the creators, they're planning on hitting Kickstarter this year. There's a couple of them, but there wasn't anything that is currently available on the market or currently in Kickstarter mode. But a lot of them were like, this was their last step before putting up a Kickstarter to get it mass produced. There were three that I really, really liked and that I felt had the potential to kind of get to the finish line, as it were. Real game potential, real appeal. And so I exchanged information with them, and I said, hey, listen, when it's time for the Kickstarter to go up, let me know. Would love to highlight you guys, spotlight you guys. Maybe you send us an advanced copy, a prototype copy, a review copy, and we'll play it on the live. But there were some really cool ones. I think the one that stood out the most to me, because like I said, there's three that I really, really liked. But if I had to give my hat to one of them, there's this one that, how do I describe it? It's really cool because it is, you're a ship on the seas and you're battling like sea monsters. So like a megalodon, a kraken, a giant crab monster, the sirens, the women that try to like mermaids, but the bad ones that try to get you off board. And the board is a bunch of squares, and that's the boat. It's a bunch of squares, and you are literally running around the board, loading the cannons, steering the ship, doing all these things while the creatures are, circling around, and they're damaging the ship. They can damage you. And it's like a very, I love, one of the things I loved, I was talking to the creator, and I was like, I'm seeing, the ship's taking damage and the guys are taking damage. And I was like, so how do they heal? And he's like, oh no, there's no healing here. He's like, it's this impending sense of doom. Every move and the ship takes damage and eventually can actually be ripped apart. That's why they're like they're all squares, because they can be damaged and ripped apart. In the one playthrough he was doing, they were battling a megalodon, and he was like, as he chomps into the ship, like he could literally like cut right through the ship, and then like if the ship, like it'll sink or whatever. But it was just really cool. It was really cool. It had cannons and harpoons, and it's part dice and it's part moving the board, and it's just very chaotic action. Like you can throw the harpoon, but like for the maximum damage, you got to like run to the side of the ship and like stab directly. You can like throw a cannonball to your other buddy so that he loads the cannon, and I'm like, whoa, man, this is really, really cool. And it was a very dynamic way in that how the enemy behaved, because it was partly randomized, but partly think of like when you're playing a video game and that boss battle has like 6 kind of like moves that they do repeatedly. It might be a little randomized, but it's once you get the pattern, you get the pattern.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. So you could start to predict as you're battling them, you know, what they might do based on kind of the pattern. But yeah, very, very cool game, man. I'm like, that's one where I was like, man, I could totally see us playing that on FTX and just arguing, and because it's cooperative, but it's also like, I want to get the, you know, kill and this and this and that. And so it's very fun, very, 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 very fun. And there were 2 other ones that I really liked too that were pretty cool. So that was Saturday. And then Sunday, I wake up early and I shoot into DC and I meet the one, the only K-Mill on the show floor at AwesomeCon in Washington, D.C. AwesomeCon 2026. And boy, howdy, did we have a good time. Did I lose K-Mill? He kind of froze there. Yep. He dipped out for a second. That's okay. He'll be back. He'll be back. They always come back. But I'll tell you this, while he's reconnecting, we went to, is it? No, is he back? Nope, he's not back. Poor guy, probably lost internet. We're having bad weather in the area, man. It's crazy. Crazy. So we were at AwesomeCon, and I cannot wait. Oh, he's back. Hey, welcome back. How you doing, buddy? We lost you there for a second. Good. Thanks for coming back. What I was saying is we were at AwesomeCon. I cannot wait for people to see the footage of what we got. We got a chance to talk with some legendary voice actors, 3 of which are currently on X-Men 97. 2 of them just, joined the cast on the, what would you call it? The sequel series? Is this a sequel? The continuation series? Yeah, the continuity. So the voice of Magneto, the voice of Gambit are new actors because their former actors passed away. But the original voice of Rogue is still alive and kicking and doing it in this season. And so we got to speak to the 3 of them, who are all very, very, very nice people. And then in what can only be described as my Cinderella moment, we got to talk to Morena Baccarin from Deadpool, Gotham, Firefly, Sheriff Country. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And it was one of the first interviews where I was a bit flabbergasted. And the clip is going to require heavy editing on my part, which is why it hasn't been released yet, because I made a bit of a fool of myself, just a smidge.
Well, in your defense, nobody can blame you because of who it was.
Sorry. Yes. Two things went against me. One, she's just as beautiful in person and was stunning. So that did for sure not surprise me, but I wasn't as prepared. Normally, let's give people a peek behind the scenes here. Normally, when we do an interview at a convention, we approach them at the booth, or we have scheduled, or we have a sit down, or we have something, and there's a bit of setup. There's a bit of time. It's very kind of like there's a build up to it, and
that one was not the case.
That one was not the case. We were whisked away to a private area, which is why it looks different than all the other interviews we did, and very bright lights.
Look
directly in your face. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, luckily I'd already filmed there for Jim Beaver, so I kind of had an idea what to look for, and where to set up. So hopefully I didn't screw up the camera angle.
No, it wasn't bad at all. the other thing, which really, I think, threw kind of a curveball for me was, like I said, there's usually this kind of build up to it. You know, you're approaching the person, you're moving things around, whatever. We were standing there, and it was just like they just came storm, and it wasn't just her. It was like her and then the whole team of, and it was the other actors from Firefly, because they were just coming off the panel for Firefly. So this was the big announcement that Nathan Fillion's bringing all the cast back together, and they're going to film, or they're going to voice record for an animation sequel to Firefly series. So season 2 of Firefly, but animated. Yep. And so they had just done that announcement, and literally the whole crew just comes like zooming past us. Yeah. And she's there, she's got her handlers, and then there's the security, and literally like it's just like, oh, yep, here, you, me, huh? You, yeah, here's the mic, and now we're talking, and I'm just like, all right, woo, let's go.
Yeah, because as we were standing there, and I just got the frame right, and then you were like, all right, you can go ahead and turn it off. You're like, go ahead and turn it back on once we see them coming, you know, because it's kind of long hallways. You expect to be able to see them coming. And you're like, and you're kind of sitting there, you're talking it out for a second. You're like, you know, you're like, go ahead and turn it on whenever you see them coming. And you didn't say that any more than like a second. And I just happened to look over the corner, and they came like right around the corner. And I'm like, well, game time. And you're like, huh, okay. Yeah. So
I was like running through my mental checklist of like what I want to say and how I'm going to, and it was just like, boom, go. And, you know, obviously given the level of celebrity these people are, when they say 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes. This is not something where like, oh, we're having a good chat, let's keep it going. Like, no, they are on a time crunch. Literally from there, like there's a panel, she did that. She probably took, you know, a bathroom break and got some water, and then immediately went to signing, and then photos, and then like, so we had a very limited amount of time. I couldn't just be there going like, hey, I really like you and the thing. But I was like, I had to just jump into it. So
yeah, we didn't even try doing the whole, can we get a quick selfie or anything? We were like,
no. Hell no. As much as I would love a selfie with her, no, that wasn't going to happen. So I think once I'm done editing it, I've got a solid like 25 seconds of usable footage that I'm not stumbling over myself or
you're not going to do a blooper reel?
The blooper reel would be the interview. That would be the blooper reel. Is just the whole interview. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you. I blanked on her name. Now, mind you, I have been planning this interview for weeks. I was prepping it. I was ready for it. I was practicing. And then it's like, hey, everybody, I'm here with. And she literally goes, you blanked on my name. And I went, Brandon McCartan. I was like, fuck. And like, smart me would have been like, let's do that again. Hey, everybody, I'm here with Marina Barcar. And instead, I was just like, yep. First question. What do you?
I was this close to just be like, hey, you want to do that again? And I should have just did that.
You should have like, hey, let's take it again. Go again. Yeah, that's.
What's the worst she's gonna say? Fuck off.
I mean, yeah. But anyway, I have to give my kudos. You were a phenomenal cameraman throughout and pack mule throughout the entire convention, man. You killed it. Thank you so much for doing that and being there and helping. But I would be remiss to say if there wasn't one more really cool moment that we had. Actually, first, let me rewind. When we went up to AJ Lacasio, who is the voice of Gambit, amongst lots of other things he's done in his career, phenomenal voice acting career. When I went up to him, he goes, hey, W.T.F. Nation, right? and I'm like, well, yeah. And I mean, I had it on my shirt. So that wasn't as like, and we were scheduled to interview him. So I'm like, yep, that's us. He goes, yeah, man, I remember you. And I went, huh?
that made your day. Like you lit up like uh like some drones over Iran.
But here's the thing. I know every person I have ever interviewed. It's locked in here. I have them. When he said that, in my head I went, I've never interviewed you. But I'm not going to tell him that. So I'm like, oh, yeah, you remember us. I'm thinking like he's confusing us with somebody else, whatever. He goes, yeah. He was like, I think it was like New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con. So my response was, we've been to both of those. So probably. But in my head, I'm going, I've never interviewed you. But he's like, no, yeah, man. I remember you guys. It was good. It was a really good interview. But and I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, you're obvious. But I knew for a fact I had interviewed him. And then so I'm like, yeah, I can't remember what we talked about, though. And he goes, you remember we were talking about, and he's at XYZ. And as soon as he said that, it clicked in my head. And I realized we had talked to him, but it wasn't me. Plague, who went with me to New York Comic-Con, we had divided and conquered. I had interviewed, I think at that exact moment, I was interviewing Ronda Rousey. And he was interviewing AJ for a book that he was releasing. And so that's who he remembered. And so once we did that, I was like, yeah, okay, now that makes sense. Whatever. But one, it was just so fucking super cool that he remembered us. This is an interview that happened early October. And this is a guy who does a lot of interviews, meets a lot of people, goes to conventions. So for him to remember, a 10, 15-minute conversation that we had with him back in New York Comic-Con in October, like, oh, what a good feeling. What a fucking good feeling. Yes, Morgan, I'm very excited. We did have a blast. And then the final story I'll tell coming out of that con, because obviously there was so much that happened. There's so much I'm leaving out too, but I got to give credit to our guy K-Mail, because we're walking out, or we're wrapping up. We're wrapping up for the day. We're winding down, and we're walking through the booth signing area. We're looking at all the different booths, and then there was one booth that was relatively empty. There was like 2 people. Not the biggest thing because it's a Sunday. It's getting towards the end of the day, whatever. But it was Theo Rossi, who and love from Luke Cage, from The Penguin, Sons of Anarchy. I mean, Emily is a Criminal, a million things. He's a phenomenal actor. And there was like 2 or 3 people in his line, and you said, you're like, let's go over there. Like, let's fucking.
I had been scoping you mentioned you'd love to get an interview with him. So when you were filming with Matthew Watterson, I was kind of looking over and I was like, the other guy, his line's not very long for some reason. You're like, well, they're probably about to do a lunch. I'm like, we'll see. And then as we're walking by, I'm like, just go ask. We're still gonna say no.
He's like, yeah, go ask. And I'm like, man, this is not how professionals do it. This is not how professionals do it. But you know what? I kind of locked eyes. So you got the talent, and then you got like their manager or the handler, whoever's doing like taking the money and all that. I locked eyes with the guy, and I kind of saw a look. Like he gave me kind of a look like I had interpreted as like, kind of like, come here, you can purchase. So I went to say to him, I'm like, hey, we're not here. Like we were just kind of scoping it out. We're not here to buy anything, whatever. And then he looks at me and he looks at the shirt and he goes, W.T.F. Nation. And I went, yeah. And in my head, this is the warning bell that went off was, oh my God, the PR people put out a warning about us. Like avoid those guys at all costs. That's how, I mean, again, my self-deprecation comes in very cleanly in those moments. And I was about to be like, I'm so sorry, we'll leave you alone. Like we won't bother you. And he goes, yeah, I see your guys' stuff all the time. And I went, what? Like no one has ever said that to me ever. And he's like, yeah, man, I see you. He goes, I'm active. I'm Air Force. And I was like, oh shit, really? He's like, yeah, man, I love what you guys do. And I was like, well, if that's the case, you want to put in a word with your boy Theo over there and tell him to talk to us. And to his credit, the guy kind of had this flash of like, oh no, what did I do? But he's like, oh, okay, yeah. And he walked over to Theo, gave us the thumbs up, and fucking we were set to go in like 30 seconds.
When you get the thumbs up, I start undoing the.
Yep.
I was like, all right, let's get this ready.
You were on your game, sir. You were on your game. And he was, man, Theo Rossi. I'm forever a fan of this dude. I mean, I was already a fan of him. But when I tell you how, like, you just around those people, you're like, fuck, you're cool. Like, like you just exude this coolness. I mean, from where you were standing, did you get that? Like, I was next to him, and I'm just like I want to be as cool as you, dude. Like, he's just so cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I could tell he was probably kind of tired and jet lagged.
Sure.
But he was exuding this level of like coolness of almost like not caring about something, caring about anything, but still being cool about it without being a jerk,
Yes.
like almost like a non-douchebag artist. I don't know how else to explain it, but he was, when you explained, well, I'm missing my finger, I was from New York, whatever, I was in the army. He was definitely like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm ready to chat, So you guys bonded on both being from New York. So
yeah, and that's the crazy thing. To his credit, like you said, was definitely had just flown in that morning from South by Southwest, which is in Austin. Yeah, Austin. So just flown in, all day, had already, most of the day been there talking to people, shaking hands, taking pictures, signings. And then for him to come around, and it was wild to me because, like, hey, we're with W.T.F Nation Radio, military, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And like, instead of going like, okay, I'm ready to talk about myself, the first he goes, oh, you served? Yep, I was in the army. He's like, oh shit, no shit, really, really, really. And I said, yeah. And I said, funny enough, I said, we're both from New York. And like, he started interviewing me for the first few minutes. He was like, oh yeah, what part? And I tell him, he goes, oh nice, yeah, I was here. And he goes, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, if you're from New York, why are you here? And I was like, well, and then he goes, did the military bring you here? And I was like, well, kind of. I came on a medical flight from Germany to here. And he goes, you were at Walter Reed. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know about Walter Reed? He's like, nah, man. He's like, I've been to Walter Reed and da-da-da. And little bit like, dude, he's interviewing me for like the first four. That might have to be a separate video of like Theo Rossi interviews CQ.
Yeah, you realized there was like a moment, you're like, wait, we're here to interview you.
Yes, I'm wasting time here talking about me. Nobody gives a shit about me. But he's like, no, he's like, I care, and I was like, well, fuck, man. Like,
to me, that just shows what kind of not only like he's an actual human being, but like that's the level of dedication he puts into stuff. Like, I'm sure when he goes into acting, those are the types of questions he tries to get involved, when he's like, okay, this is that role, let me learn about this kind of thing. So with him going into that interview, he's like, well, let me learn about this guy who's doing an interview. So
it's like he was doing his research, his due diligence. Right. Yeah, man. It blew me away. Like I said, I was already a fan of the guy. And now, like, talk about man crush. Oh my God. I would for Theo Rossi. Anyway, fill in the blank, whatever you want with it. I would. And man, just so cool. And really, I gotta say, I've been interviewing people for years. Some of his answers were so good that like I felt I was watching him do a scene. Cause like he would get in there and he's like, and then he would say the thing, and it was deep, and it was thoughtful, and it was insightful. And I'm like, are you gonna, like, I watched the video back, and I'm like, like I'm fangirling over this dude because I'm just like, fuck, he's good. I'm watching a performance, but it was so cool, so fun, and what a high to end the. After I told you after, I was like, I'm done. I can't after that. No, I'm done. I need to go take a shower. I made a mess. But no, he was a cool dude, and yeah. So overall, what was your takeaway? I know this is kind of a different way. You as me, like me, you have lots of convention experience over the years, but I always tell people doing it this way is different, right? Than working. I've worked the con, same as you. I've walked the con, same as you. I've been there as a fan, same as you. But I think I told you this, and I tell people is like working the con from a PR, marketing, networking kind of. It's a different animal,
Right.
It's experiencing it in a different way. What are your thoughts? What were your takeaways?
Well, I think I've had a press badge at one other convention for you before. So I've always, before that, I've always been in that whole thing where you got to be careful where you take pictures. And then when I was waiting for Jim Beaver and I was at his booth where I was waiting and I just got done with a train and running around trying to find the badge. And I had to, was like, wait, did my hair get messed up so I don't look like a dork on the camera? And they have those volunteers and the guy comes over, he's like, you and I already put my phone away. And he's like, you can't be taking pictures. I'm like, I'm not taking pictures. Well, you had your phone out. I'm like, yeah, I was checking my hair. He's like, well, you can't be taking pictures. And then he looked down at my badge. He goes, oh wait, you're press? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I think that's different. I'm like, yeah, that's what we do is we take pictures. He's like, all right, never mind. I'm like, I'm waiting for an interview where I'm going to film the celebrity. And he's like, all right. And then walks off. And I was like, yeah, I really threw him off with the press badge. It's like my little fuck off badge, with the camera.
Does give you a certain sense of swagger when you're walking around like,
yeah.
say something.
Multi-pass.
Dare you. I look at guys, I look them in the eye, I'm like, I dare you to say something. I fucking dare you. But yeah. Some people can't handle that level of power. But you handled it very, very well.
Yeah, I wanted to have the confidence that, to project that I knew, or like anybody who was going to question us, that we had the confidence and the look that we knew where we were supposed to be there. Like not walking because when they told us to come back to the green room and I'd already been there, I didn't want to like walk back there and be like,
yeah.
Is this where we go? Is this? No, I was like, we walked in. I knew exactly. I was like, and the guy's like looking at us. I'm like, we're going to the green room interview. Oh, okay. So I was like, have the confidence, but not be a jerk about it.
Right. So. Exactly. Gotta have that swagger, that swag. No, it was, dude, great job. Overall, one of the best. Definitely, it might be in my top 5 con experiences of all time. And not to be a dick to AwesomeCon, really had nothing to do with the show itself, but just the level of people we were able to talk to, the filming we were able to get done, and we were like in and out. Because I mean, show started at 10, and I think I was out the door by 1:30. Yeah. So usually when I'm doing all 3 days, 4 days, open to close plus some, and I don't get that much content as we did in those few hours. So worked out well. And then Sunday, to wrap up my fucking week of what the fuck. Sunday I got back. I taught a class, kind of like a advanced podcasting class for 2 or 3 hours. And then we had our W.T.F Nation Radio internal team meeting, did that. And by Sunday night, dude, I died. I think I died. And then I was resurrected Monday morning. But man, what a weekend. What a wild, wild weekend. Again, thank you to you. Thank you to Nemo for coming to Unpub. Thank you to the guys for FTX. Such a great weekend. What I will say is and this is switching gears to pop culture world, we are on the precipice. I don't know if you can feel it. There's there's a disturbance in the force, right? There's something is coming. And maybe you guys out there in the world don't feel it, but I feel the vibrations. I got the tingles. I got the tingles going. And it can only mean one thing. Tomorrow, they are releasing the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm so fucking excited. Yes, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, dork, nerd, whatever you want to say. I don't care. I fucking love it so much. I mean, I love you.
Don't forget the other shelf.
I mean, yeah, they're fine. Those guys are fine. But where is he? There you are. That guy. Spider-Man is, it's my everything. And I'm so fucking pumped. Tomorrow we get the trailer. It had been rumored for a while the trailer was going to be in front of the Project Hail Mary movie. And somebody told me, they're like, are you going to go see it? Because here's the thing. I've seen Project Hail Mary now. And when you go to the early screeners, they don't have trailers. Like you sit down, movie. It's movie. So somebody was asking me, are you going to go pay to see it just so you can watch the trailer? And I'm like, maybe in the old days I would have, but they're going to release it online at the same exact time. So you don't need, there was a time where if you wanted to see the trailer, you had to go to the theater to see the trailer. And then even with the advent of the internet, it would you would still wait a few days before you released it, so that the idea was to push money to the movies because people really wanted to see the trailers. And then I think what really ruined it was a lot of people would, cell phone grab the trailer and post it online. And the company behind this goes like, we want to be the ones that show you. Like, we want to show it to you in crystal clear 4K, perfect, the way it's meant to be seen. We don't want you to see some grainy cell phone footage of the trailer. Like, we want you to see it our way. And also, let's be honest, a lot of people don't think about this, but let's say if in this instance, Sony Pictures, or Marvel or Disney or whoever, their channel makes money on trailer views.
Yep.
When they put the Avengers trailer and it gets 28 billion views, they're going to cash a check for like $50,000 for just uploading that one video.
They haven't even released the movie.
Exactly. So it has become a revenue stream for them. It used to be, let's put the trailer in front of this movie so this movie's box office goes up. Now they're like, fuck that movie. Let's make sure we're making money on the trailer video on YouTube or whatever, because that's where they want to be. That's why they like fight to knock down all these other channels that are copying the video, because they want to make sure that they get all the views on that one video so they can make all the money on that one video. But needless to say, I'm so fucking excited. So excited. There's already been leaks. There's already been clips that have been shared of different things. And I try not to look at those things because I really want to see the trailer as it is meant to be seen. But you can't help it when you're scrolling and shit pops by. But it looks good. It looks good. It looks so good. Oh, I'm so excited.
Thought you were about to go into a Trump impersonation. It looks good.
Like the best. It's the best Spider-Man. He's the greatest Spider-Man in the world. But yeah, so that's out. Yes, the Dune teaser also came out. Meh. Here's the thing. I've never been a big Dune fan, man. I tried.
I'm in the same boat. Really I thought about watching the original movie, and I had friends who were like, it'll put you to sleep. And then they were like, and then the new movies came out, and I was just like, and it was like this same, like, I'm going to go into Mad Mike territory here. And I see who's in it. And I'm like, it's another like who's who actor of that time in there. And I'm like, I'm like, unless it's Ocean's 11 1, like I don't really care. I heard that the second one's good, but
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I was excited about today
Please.
was the Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan Ghost War trailer.
That one was a bit of a surprise. It wasn't something that was on my radar, to be honest. And yeah, it looks good. It looks good. It looks really, really good. Gotta love me some John Krasinski.
Yep.
He's awesome, and
I love Wendell Pierce.
He's very good. Is it me, or did the trailer feature him predominantly? Like, I just remember seeing him way more than John in the Jack Ryan trailer.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying not to release too much from the movie.
Yeah, keep a little bit of it curtailed. I always get worried. Because the two trains of thought are, like you said, they want to keep it under wraps and, let you enjoy the stuff when it comes out. The other one, and this is one of my biggest worries, is when you see a trailer and it has very few of the star, it's one of those movies that does the old bait and switch where in the first 10 minutes they die. And it's been it's happened many times. I
feel like that's something that would leak about this movie, though. Like, if you're going to kill off Jim from The Office, you better have somebody really, really good ready to go. I don't know.
Is it go all the way back to the original Scream? Drew Barrymore was the lead of the movie. They were banking on Drew Barrymore, and she's only in one scene in the trailer, and then the movie comes out. What happens? Dead in the first 10 minutes. I can
not even a little dead either.
Not even a little dead. Not even kind of dead. Super, super dead. What was the other one? I was just thinking. When G.I. Joe Retaliation came out, and Channing Tatum was reprising his role as Duke, and then dies in the first 5-10 minutes of the film, and they try to hide it through like creative editing and things, and it's like, no, it's.
They did that with Steven Seagal, and what was it, Executive Decision too, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of examples of movies that try to hide the fact that the main star. Oh, what was the other one? There was one where like they made this big deal about this actor, like this is his movie, and then he was only in it for like 10. Oh, I remember. It was the Godzilla when it came out, the with Bryan Cranston. And like, dude, he's all over the trailers, and it's like, Bryan Cranston, Godzilla movie, fuck yeah, sign me up. And then he fucking dies in the first 10 minutes. What the fuck is this? I came to see Bryan Cranston, and you fucking robbed me. And so shit like that, it worries me. That's the shit where I go, could they be trying? Like we save some money if we say it's Jack Ryan, and then he died. Oh no. So anyway, I could be overthinking it. I could be dissecting it or whatever, but I don't know.
Maybe
they'll
kill off John Krasinski, Jim, and then the other Jim will step in.
What's his name? Yeah. Randall Park.
Randall Park will step in.
Randall Park comes in as they're like, Jack, you seem different. Now I've always been like this. Like, strange. Yeah, that's funny. That bit never dies. Did you see? John posted that video of like me in the 90s.
It was all
Randall Park from the 90s. Like,
very 90s pics too.
Very 90s. But yeah, dude, a bunch of stuff has been. They released the trailer for the comeback. Speaking of Bryan Cranston, the comeback of Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh yeah,
and it looks like they never like stopped. Like it is. It's hard not to see Walter White. It's hard not to see Heisenberg, fucking bare-chested, getting his back shaved in the kitchen but it's like, and you're like, oh my God, like it slips on like a good old pair of pants, like he's back in that character. And yeah, they got the entire cast to come back except the youngest son, who's like, I'm fucking done with Hollywood. I don't want to come back. But everybody else came back and they just recast that kid, which,
Well, Frankie Muniz is probably like, I don't need any more concussions from NASCAR.
Oh, he's still doing it. He ain't.
Yeah, he's still racing, but I think he's had a few car wrecks recently. So.
Yeah, which is good. He needs to protect the face. True story. I'm actually related to him. Funny enough, man.
Really?
Yeah, through marriage. His uncle married my aunt. So, yes. So, is it like, yes. No. Yes. His uncle, who actually just recently passed away too, was named Louis Muniz. And he married my aunt, and they had kids together and everything. So like my cousins have the same last name, Muniz, Muniz, as Frankie. And they even had a picture of Frankie on the wall, like some fucking shrine. And I'm like, guy doesn't even fucking know who you are. Like, because it's like his uncle on his dad's side or whatever. And like, it's not like he comes over to fucking Thanksgiving dinner or some shit. But anyway, they were just
you're
so
related to him and you haven't gotten him on the show somehow.
You would think it's
that related. Far removed.
Yeah, it's far enough removed that it's like, who the fuck are you? Like it'd be different if my last name was Muniz, then I'd be like, or Muniz or whatever, however he pronounces it. The Spanish people always called it Muniz, but he says Muniz. Tells you how far apart we're related. But anyway.
I was gonna say, how much you want to bet Kalashi? They'll be. Am I saying that right? Whatever the betting app.
Kalashi,
that's ruining the Kalashi. That's ruining society. Mm-hmm. How much you want to bet? There's going to be bets on how long into the show that there will be a Walter White reference. Either meth or Walter White or something. I'd be willing to bet that somebody's gonna, X amount of minutes, X amount of episodes.
Yeah.
Or at least.
Well,
that's what I would put money on it.
This show kind of ties into Breaking Bad. Funny enough, this was actually shot. This is towards the end of Breaking Bad. The actress, and God forbid me, I forget her name, that plays the wife in Malcolm in the Middle. The show had been off for forever, and he actually got her to come on set and film like a 2-minute clip, and it's him waking up in bed, and he's playing Hal. Right. And he's like, oh my God, I had this dream. I was a drug dealer, and I was knocking, and like he's like, but he's doing Breaking Bad, but as Hal from Malcolm in the Middle, and that ended up being the catalyst to this revival. All these years later, people still talk about that clip, and they're like, oh, they should do a reunion and a revival, and so. Yeah.
Gene I'm not sure. It's kind of like a Polish name. Gene Kazmarek.
Yeah. But yeah. Either way, I'm excited. I've heard really good things. The Scrubs revival, it's on my to watch list. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I've heard good things with the Scrubs revival. That it's again, picks up right where it left off in the sense of the comedy style and the writing style and all that. So that's good. That's what you want, right? People, right. I never understand when people are like, oh my God, it's just more of the same. Like, what did you want? You want it to be a cooking show now? Like, did you want, like, now they're professional NASCAR drivers and, they're heated rivals. They're like, what? Like, it's two dudes as doctors and they're being silly. Like, that was the show. Same with Malcolm in the Middle. It's like the idea is, do what it was, but I always liken it to people who, go to see a comedy show and then get mad that the guy's doing new jokes. And it's like you wanted him to just rehash the old shit, like do the favorites. Like this isn't a musical reunion tour where we're gonna hit all the favorites, you know.
Well, I guess they should go see David Spade instead.
Yeah, he'll do the same jokes.
I've told you about that.
Yeah, David Spade. I have thoughts, but we'll keep it to myself just in case.
We won't go into detail. Let's just say that I wrote one of my comments, got him in my DMs with not a kind message. It's my name to fame there, pissing off David Spade.
In other news, early reviews for Ryan Gosling's epic sci-fi set all-time career record for him on Rotten Tomatoes. It's what I was telling you, folks. Go see this film. It is
find out tomorrow.
So good. So good. I won't spoil anything. It is so good. It is so good. So good. I really like it. I've considered going to see it again and doing like the 4DX experience, because you can be in the chair and it's moving and it's spraying and it's lights effects and get a little concussion while I'm watching the film. It's good for you. But I'm that into it. Definitely.
Speaking of seeing movies, I forgot to post or putting content out, but I went and saw The Bride. And I thought about it a little bit. The movie, like, it is aesthetically, it's a cool movie. But if you have no idea what you're going into other than Frankenstein's involved, it might be a little confusing. Like, it starts off really offbeat, and you're just kind of sitting there. Like, I'm just sitting there going, what is going on? And it takes you about 20 minutes in to get an idea of what's going on. But, I mean, Jesse Buckley, great acting. Christian Bale, great acting, and artistically, it's a cool movie. But there's a few aspects of the movie where they just didn't quite bring it home just right with like some of the character development and tying the story together. But I mean, I was on the edge most of the movie trying to figure out, how's this tied in? How did they get to point A to point B? And then I did see people where they were criticizing, like, the movie made Mary Shelley seem like a wacko. Not to spoil too much, but she's kind of narrating the movie a little bit, at least it starts out, and she sounds kind of crazy. So, but I don't know. It's still a fun movie. It's one of those movies I would, when it comes out to stream, I'm going to watch it again because I'm like one of those nerds that will watch movies like on commentary and I'll notice new things. So, and then I'm sure probably got a little review bomb once people realize that Maggie Gyllenhaal's put the movie together and there's kind of that whole feminist Me Too message, but it doesn't slap you over the head. It's not until you realize later later in the movie, that's kind of what's going on. You see some parallels with the Me Too movement there towards the end. But other than that, cool movie. Not for everybody, but still pretty cool artistically.
Right on. Yeah, I like it. And there's your movie recap of The Bride. Not The Bride, just Bride, right? It's not The Bride, just Bride.
Bride. There.
Yeah, I think. What was I going to say? Shit, I had a follow-up to that. Yes, Sorry. You're going to see Project Hail Mary. I'm curious to see. You got to let me know what you think, and if I overhyped or underhyped.
Well, I'm a space nerd already, so that's why I asked you when you were talking about it before. I'm like, how was it compared to like Interstellar? So
yeah. It's like, honestly, the closest thing it feels like, and it'll make sense why, is The Martian. with Matt Damon. And when you realize both those movies are based on books written by the same guy, then you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I would say this one leans a little more into the sci-fi because,
Yeah.
we're talking faster than light space travel. We're talking going to other solar systems, so it's definitely less. I mean, the Martian's pretty out there sci-fi wise because, like, we're not going to Mars and coming back and shit like that. But yeah, it's a little more sci-fi.
Yeah, The Martian required a lot of research on the author's part.
Yeah.
It's more of a movie about survival than space. It seems like,
Right. And this, I was talking to my wife about it, and it's like there are scenes of like, humor, and there are scenes of like kind of a will they won't they romance kind of thing, and there are scenes like there's little bits and pieces here, but overall the real essence of this is almost like one of those movies where you're like they're trying to fight the plague, and like in the lab and researching and testing, and like that's the kind of vibe this movie has more than anything else. It's a scientific research kind of movie is the weirdest way I could you have to see it to understand it. But it's good. It's good. You'll enjoy it. In other news, what was the other thing I was going to talk about? Crap, man, I'm throwing up a blank. There was that trailer.
GameStop by chance?
Not GameStop, but please go ahead. What to do with GameStop?
The announcement about retro making, what was it? What was the game consoles they're classifying as retro now?
Yes. They're
360 or PlayStation 3.
They are. They're hold on a second. I had the article.
Making us millennials feel like crap.
Ancient, absolutely freaking ancient.
It's like when they put Pearl Jam on the classic rock station.
So this is an actual statement from GameStop. It says, GameStop declares PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii U officially retro consoles. They say GameStop today issued an official declaration that the Sony PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii U are for all practical purposes now officially retro consoles. The ruling was reached following careful analysis of multiple indicators, including the presence of component cables, the lack of Fortnite, and the realization that they launched when George W. Bush was still president. Under GameStop's retro classification standard, the aforementioned systems will now join the ranks of other beloved legacy hardware in the retro category, such as the Sega Saturn and the Nintendo DS.
You son of a bitch.
In accordance with the designation, GameStop will run a retro trade-in bonus offer now through March 21st. Customers who bring in a Wii U, Xbox 360, or PlayStation 3, or any older consoles, games, or accessories will be rewarded with an additional 10% in trade credit. So you'll go from $1 to $1.10. Yeah. Fucking congratulations. Additionally, GameStop is pleased to announce stores now accept defective retro consoles on trade. Customers may now trade in these historic artifacts, even though they are non-operable, missing accessories, or aesthetically unfortunate. They just need to power on. GameStop would also like to remind the public that while these systems are now officially classified as retro, they are still very cool, and anyone who owned one at launch is absolutely not old. Oh, God. You know what? You can go kiss my ass, GameStop.
Guys are looking at their 360s that got the red ring. They're like, oh, I don't have to do the towel trick. I can bring it in and get money for it now.
Yeah, a whopping 76 cents you're going to get for your Xbox 360. Fucking artifacts. Fucking retro. You know what?
It's up there with you. It's up there with that first time the kid at the grocery store called me sir with that certain tone. And I'm like, why'd you have to say it like that?
What did you say to me, boy? Yeah, that's rude and uncalled for. And For that very reason, I am boycotting GameStop. Actually, I've been boycotting GameStop since like, I don't know, 2016. So the boycott continues of GameStop. I can't remember. I can't even tell you the last time I bought something at GameStop. What was the last thing you bought at GameStop?
It probably wasn't even a game. It was probably like a keychain or something. You know, because half their merchandise is now like they're going the whole
Yeah,
hot. Was it
Hot Topic.
Hot Topic and
What's the other one?
the non emo Hot Topic, the original one. Crap.
Oh God, I'm drawing a
Why am
fucking
I-
blank.
I was just in there
Hot
weeks
Topic
ago.
And... Oh my God, how am I drawing? Damn, I am getting old. I'm drawing a. I know exactly what
This
you're
is
talking about.
justifying the retro mall.
Hot Topic and Spencer's. Thank you, Ton. Spencer's gifts. Oh man. Speaking of jumping the shark, Spencer's gift was in High on Life 2, the video game. Like you can actually go to Alien Mall and the one guy opens a Spencer's gifts.
Have you been in Spencer's recently?
Define recently, when I was a teenager, yeah.
Yeah. So I was in the same boat up until recently. I think it was like Christmas time. I just happened to go into one, and I was like, God, I can't remember the last time I've actually been into a Spencer's. And I always remember like they kind of had the adult section in the back where it was just goofy, like adult themed games and dice like that.
Yeah.
I was totally thrown off. They have like full blown adult toys section.
Yeah.
Like
straight up dildos and
not even like they're not even beating around the bush. They're like shaving the bush and putting everything on full
and
display.
Using it as a sex toy.
You know, and I'm like, they used to be kind of like a borderline, like weird family store. You know, like if you had parents for prudes, you definitely weren't in there. But if you had parents like mine that were kind of cool, and
yeah.
as long as like my dad was with me and not my mom, you know, my dad would see him laughing. But like if I were to go in there as a kid and they have like those items in there when I was a kid, my dad was like, yeah, you should be in here.
Edible, like you had edible panties, and that was such
right.
like, ooh, oh my God, oh,
right,
yeah. Or they had, I remember they had like the birthday cards with like some, buxom woman on them, and
like now they have like a whole section just devoted to furry adult themed toys and devices. It's like so like not even just adult themed, like specific flavors of adult themes. So anyways, that was my tangent. I had no idea.
Flavors. It's not flavors isn't the right word. No, not flavors of adult toys. I don't know what that flavor is. Sadness. But
let's try not to get the YouTube.
They were being off in the bush. Yes, zonk, zing, bazinga. So, what was the other one? Oh man, there was another fucking piece of news that I was like really excited to talk about, and I'm drawing a complete. This is why I have to have notes. If I don't have notes, I'm useless. What? The Oscars had. Oscars weren't. It was fine. Nothing like super noteworthy. Nobody got the shit smacked out of them, so it wasn't really worth talking about. Announcements, man. There was something that was announced. I can't for the life of me. I'm drawing a blank. I'm just excited because I feel like we're about to hit a really good string of like, there's good movies coming out, there's good shows coming out. Like I'm excited for, Invincible season 4, season 5, whatever. The Boys final season. Silo's coming back, which is a great show. I really enjoyed. What else? Fucking Daredevil season 2. We got Spider-Man Brand New Day. We got Avengers Doomsday. We got, so much coming out. Very, very excited for. So I think that's going to be really, really, really awesome. Really, really, really good. Really, really awesome. Firefly. Yes, we talked a little bit about Firefly. And the fact that I got to talk to Morena Baccarin
Right after the announcement.
right after the announcement. Like, I'm literally the first person she ever talked about it to after stepping off the stage at the panel announcing it. So yeah, yeah. This was a good week. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to top this weekend, man. As far as shows go, but we do got San Diego Comic-Con coming. So yeah, baby. Who's excited? Who's excited? This guy. This guy's excited. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a real good time. What else? What else is in the news? What else is in the news? What are people talk? What are you guys talking about? What are you excited for? You in the chats, talk to us. Let us know.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
Discuss amongst yourselves. Pretend like I'm not even here. What are you guys excited about? What games are you playing? What shows are you watching? What toys are you collecting, man? Let us know. I'm curious.
While we're waiting for the comments,
yes,
it was The Bride.
The Bride. The
Yeah,
Bride or The Bride?
Yeah, whatever.
It's The Bride.
The picture popped up when I was looking at something. I was like, when I was at the theater, I was like, yeah, it was The Bride.
It is The Bride. It is Bride. Which pander to the audience for a second. I'm gonna step away for a second. I'm gonna grab some.
Pander? Oh, Mom told me never to pander. Yeah, speaking of The Bride, Jessie Buckley was in that, and she won her Oscar for now I'm blanking on what role she won that Oscar for. It wasn't The Bride, even though she was really good in that. You got your ears back in?
Yes, I do.
What movie or what role did Jessie Buckley win her Oscar for?
Oh, Jesus Christ. No idea. Couldn't even tell you. And Ton saying Devil May Cry new season. Yeah. We talked to somebody who voices a character in the Devil May Cry new season. Stay tuned for that interview.
Hamnet.
Yes. That's right. So I got you a little something, buddy. I figured in honor of you going to your first premiere all by yourself.
Nice.
There you go. The Bride. That's how I know it's The Bride. But there you go. Filmed for. That's not creepy at all. All right. Anyway, so you'll have to come grab that.
Did you go looking for that just to confirm if I was right or wrong?
No. It just happened to be off the side of camera. I saw it and I was like, I should show him. I was gonna surprise you next time you're around, but there you go. Let the audience in on it. So what else? I am drawing a goddamn. There was something, and it's gonna kill me later when I'm like, that's what I wanted to talk about, and I fucking.
And nothing about Daredevil.
I mean, they showed some footage. They showed some footage of the upcoming season, which I was very fortunate to see most of the footage at New York Comic Con. They did an extended few trailers of it, or extended few scenes of it, and it looks so good. I'm excited that I saw a report that Spider-Man, the Brand New Day movie, is gonna actually have fight scenes, because like when you stop and think about it, there wasn't a lot of that in the Spider-Man movies, outside of his Civil War appearance. He's in the big battle scene with them, and then like he literally fights. It's like 3-4 fight scenes across like the 3 movies. Like it's obviously a lot of talking, which is good. It's characters and whatnot, but you go to see a Spider-Man movie, you want to see a lot of hand-to-hand, combatives, as it was. And so they're apparently rectifying that with Brand New Day, where they say there's a lot of and better fight scenes in the movie. So I'm very excited for that. That's always a good thing.
Now let me ask you a question.
Why am I? Yeah, I don't know why I'm fucking drawing a blank all of a sudden. Go ahead.
So CBS is officially ending I'm not sure if it's their longest running, but can you guess what they're ending after 34 years?
It's got to be one of those Law and Order kind of shows, or
apparently, per NCIS season 23, episode 12, they're ending the show. NCIS.
NCIS. Yes.
I'm not surprised because, when Mark Harmon left, it probably took on a weird energy. And I've had a discussion where I feel like Gibbs's character was like boomer bait, just the way he carried himself, showing no emotion, slapping the younger guys in the back of the head and blah, 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 and this and that. And then, what's his name? Gary Cole? That's the actor's name from Office. The boss from Office Space, Ricky Bobby's dad.
Yeah.
He took over the role as the main special agent, and it's kind of like it was like I noticed. I feel like they were trying to attract like the millennial crowd because he was like a complete opposite of Gibbs, where he would express emotions, he would praise the team members. Like it was kind of like the younger agents were kind of thrown off and kind of like weirded out. Like, wait, he said he's proud of us. Did a good job. He didn't hit me in the back of the head. But in the same token, he was quick to his emotion, like telling the Department of Defense they're stupid or something on a call. So I'm not surprised they're going to be ending the show because it's not the same energy as Mark Harmon brought in there. So
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shows that need to sunset. Fucking I forget which one was it. I saw some. Oh, it was like, remember like the Jerry Springer show had like that one security guy who would tackle all the people, and then he got his own show, and apparently that show went for like 38 seasons or something like that.
Was it Steve Wilkos or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. And I was like, I didn't even realize he had a show, let alone that it was like 38 seasons of it. Like, goddamn. But if people wanted to be in drama, like and bring out their dramas, probably cheap to make. So yeah. Anyway, shit, man. I am for the life of me drawing an absolute blank. Everything just keeps screaming what we talked about at AwesomeCon, and yeah, gaming wise, not a lot going on. I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing an absolute blank. But it's a good weekend. It was a good weekend. What do we got coming up? What are we excited for that's coming up?
That we haven't talked about?
That we haven't already talked about.
Or weren't they doing something with? I don't know if you've talked about it previously, but aren't they doing something with the mummy, like bringing it back somehow?
The money?
Mummy.
Oh, the mummy, like the money. I always okay with bringing back the money. The mummy. There has been talks of a like, I don't even know what you would call it because it's a sequel spinoff. No, not a spinoff. It's a sequel, but a return to the original cast. So like Brendan Fraser and
Tom Cruise,
Rockwell Weiss, and all the rest of them. Yeah, because that Tom Cruise one was weird. That was a weird one. Like,
I think that one had like virtually no humor in it. Is the problem?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, it's Tom Cruise, so
But does the Mummy need humor though? Like, I know it was successful in the Brandon Fraser era, but like when you're talking a mummy movie, like does it need humor?
well, okay. So this is something I've realized recently. So when they try to do reboots of like somewhat campy action movies,
Mhm.
like um, RoboCop and Total Recall,
Mhm.
what was the difference of the originals to the reboots?
A lot more comedy, yeah. A lot of
They had
humor.
Well, they took a lot of the humor out, so it wasn't campy. So it was very serious, like almost like they took themselves the movie almost too serious. Whereas I feel like people appreciated the originals more because it had that humor in there
Mhm.
mixed in. I don't know. That's how I look at it. I mean, Colin Farrell really kind of serious. What was the other guys from the RoboCop reboot?
Oh yeah. I know who you mean. The guy that played RoboCop?
know.
Oh,
Although, I
what's his
mean,
name?
both characters in the movie, I mean, didn't really show any emotion, but I mean, everybody loved in RoboCop all the like the kind of the campy, funny stuff. Like, I'll buy that for $1 commercial.
But but also let's look back at the era they were made in those 80s movies where it was all about the one-liner, right? The
Right.
Schwarzenegger, the Stallones, the the fucking Bruce Willises of it all. It was about being campy and over the top and quotable one-liners. So, uh, it was, I don't know. I feel like that was a product of its time and it doesn't, do we have movies like that? I don't think we have movies like that anymore. Um, where they're intentionally uh, done that way, where it's over the top, campy. I'm trying to think what would be. I,
Well, there's not as many movies as now. They just go to straight like series.
so you know what? I think James Gunn does them in a way that they're the modern versions of those. Like if you think of his movies, there's always a lot of humor, there's always a lot
Hmm.
of one-liners, there's always a lot of big action sequences, and I feel like that's today's version of those,
Right.
Rambos and movies like that. Um yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, it's and so like if somebody were to reboot a James Gunn movie where there was a lot of that campiness and humor and just took it out, no one's gonna want to see those movies.
Right, right. Exactly. Exactly. Um, that makes all the sense in the world. What is this I'm seeing? Uh, Disney Plus introducing a vertical video feed to compete with TikTok and YouTube.
Oh shit. You know what? You know
Man.
what? They're buying into what Netflix is trying to do right now, where Netflix is trying to make it where people, their subscribers, don't have to be actively watching. They could be on their phone or working. Because I knew somebody who would work from home and would just have Netflix playing in the background and wouldn't even
Mhm.
be watching it. And it drove me nuts. I'm like, how do you take in a series where they spent so much of the budget on visuals and CGI, and you say you're watching the show, you don't even look at it? I mean, I guess it just keeps your brain engaged. I don't know, but I guess that's what Netflix, because Matt Damon brought that up on the Rogan pod,
Mhm.
podcast a while back, where they're just Netflix is trying to put out content where you don't have to actually be watching it. So like new series and movies, they're being very, what's the word? Uh, what's not expletive? I can't think of the word. Descriptive in the show or the content as to what's
Mhm.
going on, so you don't have to be watching. You're like, well, here I am at my computer typing, and
I see. I see.
or
They're being
here I
overly
am.
verbose or
Like, yeah, they're like,
I know
well, I'm
it's
chopping.
the
Why are you chopping that guy's head off? You know,
I know the word. Exposition. Yes,
Yeah.
they're being very exposition heavy. Yes. Exposition. We're just gonna let's make up words today. They're very exhibitionists. And exhibitionating. Oh, that's a good exhibitionating. I'm gonna be a Trump and just start making up words. They were very expeditionists,
Right.
of the film.
So
Oh, yeah.
Disney's probably trying to do that so somebody can be watching on their device, but not actively watching, and still be getting those streams in and keep their subscribers.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Just adding more to our distract culture, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Man, I'm like looking up. It's bugging the shit out of me that there was something I wanted to talk about and I can't remember what it is. It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. Like, I'm looking through my notes. I'm looking through stuff people sent me. Like, there was something that I saw and I was like, "Ooh, this will make a good story. This will fill at least 10 minutes." Fuck. Man. It is what it is. There is a new Terminator survival game that's set 4 years after Judgment Day, and you're hunted by T-800 Terminators.
Okay.
It's an open world survival game. So it's
a game in itself. It's not like a theme from what's that one game I always see people playing on Twitch? Or was it Death by Night, or what's that one where you're being hunted
Dead by Daylight?
Dead by. It's not like one of those kind of. It's like a game.
No, it is literally called Terminator Survivors, and it's an open world survival game where you're hunted by T-800s. It says the developers have heavily emphasized making the T-800s feel terrifying, not something you come across and it's just another enemy. They're designed to act as a constant, unstoppable danger. If you see one, you either run, hide, or die. So yeah,
I can't fight it.
I mean, you can try, but it's a T-800. I mean, if you've ever seen what,
I'm a diehard Terminator franchise fan, so you have my attention.
You have my attention. Let's see. Yeah, man, I'm just fucking drawing a blank tonight. Anyway.
So I guess Peaky Blinders is getting a sequel. Is it a show or a movie?
Yeah, they're doing more. They're doing more of it. It's the same in the sense that it's the same characters just further along. So it's in that vein of, let's keep doing that story.
I watched one episode and I was like, I could see it's a good crime drama. But to me, it's like 1800s England version of Sons of Anarchy. And I loved Sons when I was deployed, and that's when I watched it. My one friend got me into it. But like looking back on the show, I was just like, I love the characters, but the storyline and all that, it's just bro porn to me. Just in the same sense, you're seeing it worse with what's that dumb Montana show with Kevin Costner?
Not Homeland, no, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Whatever the fuck that is.
Yellowstone, yeah. Don't get me started on that.
1993 and all those other Tyler Sheridan shows.
We're going to get, maybe we'll get some hate mail with me calling Yellowstone stupid and Landman. So, I mean, if you watch, you'll see people who look at, at least with Peaky Blinders, the characters had some complex writing into it, some depth to it. Whereas everybody in Yellowstone are just bad characters that you end up cheering for. Even like, why? They have no depth to them. Like Kevin Costner's character is like, I've seen in a clip where he's like, I don't care about the family. The ranch comes first. Nothing else matters. I'm like,
Yeah.
not even your own children. Like the ranch comes first. What's the point of having the ranch if you don't have children?
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, that's funny.
All right. I guess that was like my version of Mad Mike rant. I don't know.
No,
Pissed off.
it was something. It was a thing. that happened. There was a thing.
Yeah.
Time was filled.
Just carrying his bucket.
Yeah, man. In the tech world, I saw what's it called? The MacBook Neo is like their new thing, which is impressive in the sense that it is a MacBook for like $600. And
that concerns me.
Yeah, like it's hard to put context into that when you're like, how when Apple loves putting the biggest price tag on things.
You know what I'm wondering if that means if it's going to be like hardcore subscription based.
So you have to pay for your RAM like per month, like a subscription.
Right. It's going to be like in-house
browsing.
cloud infrastructure.
I don't know, man. It is definitely
you're currently paying for 16 gig of RAM.
Yeah.
If you want all use of 32 gig, you have to pay.
Yeah. I see you, Sparta HQ. I'm not making a comment. I'm not commenting. Yeah, because there was this when it was announced that the MacBook Neo, I think is what they're calling it, was going to be $699 or $599. Sorry, $599, $600. There was a massive surge in MacBook trade-ins at GameStop because GameStop was offering $750 or more on old MacBooks. So I'm like, you could trade in your old MacBook, get $750, and for $600, get a better new Mac Neo and pocket $150. So GameStop loves putting the stop on that. 40 Wiimotes. I was looking at these wild GameStop stories. It's so stupid. Wait,
is the MacBook out already, or is this Neo book already out? Or
I think you can order it. Yeah, I think you can order it
because I was already seeing reviews on Best Buy's website, and I'm like, wait, how are people reviewing it if it's not even out yet?
Well, I mean, if it's a like a pre-review, then it's one of those like it's sent out, whatever. But I think you can look. Yeah, I'm on Apple's website right now, and you can order the MacBook Neo for $599.
They already have open box on Best Buy. Some
Like
people have already brought it
returns.
back.
Yeah, figures. Figures. Yeah, man. It's 4 fun colors that you can choose from and whatnot. But anyway, whatever. MacBook. Dude, I think they're trying to buy back good coverage after they released that fucking sock that to carry your iPhone in. Did you see? Oh man, that was talk about like out of touch. Did you see it? It was like it's supposed to be kind of like a phone carrier, but it just looked like a fucking knit sock.
What the hell?
Yeah, you see
that looks like something from Etsy.
Yes, exactly. And then look at the price tag on it, which is
$230.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Are you fucking high?
Yeah. And this is, and we talked about this a while ago, but like, I 100% thought it was like a Saturday Night Live gag when I saw the commercial. Like I saw it online and I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, that's pretty funny because that's something, Apple would do, like some stupid thing. And then like, no, that's real. That's a real product that Apple marketed as like the must-have thing. Just like,
It's like Walton Goggin goggles.
Oh, dude. I'd get me a pair of Goggin goggles before I'd order a fucking Apple sock. You know. Oh
They're just,
man.
I guess they're trying to piggyback off of that whole like people are using fanny bags again, but they're too embarrassed to use them as actual fanny bags, so they put them across their chest.
Oh yeah,
And they look
the
and they
shoulder
look
shoulder
dumber.
bag.
Nah, I got a few fanny bags, for
Man.
the conventions. One's like a concealed carry one, and I wear it like an actual fanny bag because I'm secure in whatever image I have.
Secure or just don't give a fuck.
There's a fine line between not caring and being secured.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. There's not really much else to talk. The one thing I will say, and this is just I'm such a fucking nerd. Who remembers Darkwing Duck? Because it was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. And they're actually coming out with a sequel series of Darkwing Duck. And normally I'd be like, meh, another cash grab, whatever. But the person that is helming it is Seth Rogen, who, like, when you think of Seth Rogen, you think of all the stoner comedies and all that. But people need to know he's the guy behind The Boys. He's the guy behind Invincible. Like, his production team is the one that's taking these beloved franchises and giving them their due diligence on screen and giving them, something fans can be proud of. So the fact that Seth Rogen is pushing for a Darkwing Duck cartoon and bringing back Jim Cummings as the voice,
Okay.
sold. I'm sold. I'll buy 2. It is very exciting. He was Seth Rogen was also behind the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon movie. Like, that was his production company. So he's had a string of hits in bringing things to the screen and the TV. And yeah, man, we're all for it, man.
Just trying to buy back some goodwill after working with James Franco for so long.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not even taking paychecks, man. I'm doing this for the love of the game. Yes.
Just forget about my work with James Franco
Exactly.
And
Yes.
didn't he come out recently and talk about the interview, or am I thinking that there was like a producer that
Probably
came out recently talking about how they shouldn't have done that movie, or and
Yeah,
I thought it was actually it was actually disappointing because they were expressing remorse, not so much that they did it, but the fact that they ended up like Sony. I mean, it's Sony's fault that they didn't secure their stuff properly.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for that movie, it could have been anything else that pissed off North Korea and got you targeted. So
Yeah, pretty much. But alrighty. Well, I will say that we are gonna wrap it up. What we got coming up? We got things. Lots of things happening. Things are happening and things coming. What is this? Sorry. The newly announced NVIDIA DLSS 5 is sparking a major community debate. Oh. It's an AI filter. They're using AI filters to make games look more realistic. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to dive into that. I want to see more of that.
It's NVIDIA and it's AI involved, so it's probably another scam.
They're going to start selling you some cryptocurrency. It's an NFT.
Started. I don't know. Have you watched any of those documentaries from Gamer Nexus?
No.
You ever watched any of the Gamer Nexus videos?
I'm not familiar.
Oh, Gamer Nexus is this channel that's devoted to like PC gaming, and they've done great content on reviews of anything involved with the gaming and PC gaming. New GPUs, new whatever, and more recently with everything that's been going on with like Nvidia and the whole industry, they've transitioned to doing, they still do their reviews, but they have gone full blown investigative reporter. Even that involved, like they put together like a 2 hour long documentary where they went to China and showed how there's export control violation, like illegal exporting going on by Nvidia and into China when they shouldn't be. And they knew they were onto something when Bloomberg, there was like a clip from Bloomberg talking, I think it was about Nvidia or Trump, like talking, and it was like public domain easily. And Bloomberg had them shut down off of YouTube, that video pulled down from YouTube. Wow. Until they got their legal involved, and then YouTube put it back up, but they still did the damage on the whole demonetization. So if you go to their website, like they did their own like crowdfunding, raised like I think it was like $600,000 for all, and they've, I don't know, done like, I'd have to go back and look, but they've done some really good investigative reporting on other aspects of the gaming industry right now. So I don't know, it's worth watching. It's worth a Google if you ask me.
Interesting. Gonna have to dive into that. All right. Well, we have a guest coming up. Let me pull up ye old calendar, the station calendar, because I know we've got guests coming. Looking ahead.
Next week? Ice has got a Monday interview,
James
right?
McDivitt. McDivitt will be joining Ice on the Monday edition. I know Pop Culture Warrior, we have someone. We're just trying to nail down a date. It's either going to be the 24th or the 31st. That'll be a good one. I know we do have one April 7th. That's locked in. That's Nathan Edmondson, who wrote this book called like Death on the Green or something like that. But he was a comic book writer for years, and he's transitioned into writing books and novels. And so we're going to have him on and talk about his past work and his current work. So that'll be fun. We're going to have some interviews coming out of AwesomeCon, that's for sure. But yeah, man, it's one of those things where I go, man, I feel like I haven't done an interview in forever. And then I guarantee you, we're going to have like fucking 9 or 10 in a row. And I'm like, I need a break. I need a break from doing interviews. God help me. So it's one of those, I just know it's coming. This like tidal wave of interviews are going to be coming. But that's okay. That's what I live for. And then yeah.
When it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours. But let's take a quick look at some of the other shows at W.T.F. Nation Radio. We've got The Reset, Sundays, noon. Dr. J. It's awesome. Great show. Fucking killing it.
She's been very popular from what I've seen.
She's racking up the views. What does that tell you about people needing mental health resources? That tells you everything you need to know. Mondays, The King and Me with King and Michelle, talking all your relationship lovey-dovey stuff.
I was like last week old when I realized that the me was an abbreviation.
Yes, that is the clever name of The King and Me. Yes, the me is initials.
So I was sitting there going, wouldn't it be King and I? And then I looked and I'm like, oh, it's abbreviated. Michelle. Oh.
Yes. Monday, the Monday edition with Ice and sometimes Massey when he's not touring the world doing his music. Where your news, commentary, and discussion of all the things happening around the world. Tuesdays, right here, Pop Culture Warrior, with me and get and co-host. I can't even say Mad Mike because he's sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. But co-host. The Smoke Pit on Wednesdays is on a temporary hiatus. Possible we may see a special host take it for a little while. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Also, the Sports Bar on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern with King and Coach, giving you all the sports happenings in the sporting world. Thursday, Sergeant Time with Ice and Spanky. And every other Friday is FTX. I will say this. This is technically an off week of FTX. But we have something for you. We have a special edition of FTX. It is not your traditional FTX. It's going to be special. It's going to be different. It is a one-off, an exclusive, a special thing that's going to be happening. It is an invite only, so you won't even see all the usual faces because it's going to be something different, something special. So tune in this Friday on the off week for a special FTX presentation. You won't want to miss it. And then every Saturday, weekend co-ops. Weekend co-ops with Nemo, man, playing all those up to cool dude stuff, video game stuff. So, yes, that's what we've been up to. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I want to thank my co-host, K-Mill. You've been brilliant. You've been so good. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you.
And thanks for having me on. It's always fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick myself because I know that there was a story that I wanted to talk about, and for the life of me, I've looked in every notepad and I have my phone notes, my computer notes, and like I can't for the life of me remember what I wanted to talk about.
I'm gonna put out a Kalashi bet how long it'll be after we end the stream that I get a text.
God damn it! It's like the biggest thing in the world. How did I not talk about it? But yeah, it's exciting. We're good. Everything's good. Everything's great. Everything's awesome. Yeah, with that, any last thoughts? Any last words, Mr. K-Mill?
No, I can't think of anything. Just trying times. Just keep your wits about you, folks.
Yeah, keep your head up. And don't forget, X gonna give it to you.
Yeah, one of my favorite convention shirts.
Love it. So good. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Tune in to the rest of the shows all week. And like I said, tune in for a special FTX later this week. And we're back to the usual scheduling program next week. Take it easy. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Shots.
Let's see it.